We are proud to be a part of every step you take. From the things you use to the things you eat and drink, medicines that support your health to cars that take you wherever you desire to go. Jebsen and Jessen has been established in Asia as a successful chemical and life science ingredients distributor for multiple industrial and manufacturing applications for more than 50 years. With over 165,000 tons of specialty ingredients supplied to more than 6,000 customers in 9 countries across the region, and with more than 140 technology partners, we are the region's leader in manufacturing and distributing ingredients, all under the name Jebsen and Jessen Ingredients. Jebsen and Jessen Ingredients is successfully operating 6 business lines, including coating and resins, plastic and rubber, performance chemicals, agribusiness, food, and pharmaceutical and personal care. We are well established with more than 450 technical sales and customer service personnel, providing state-of-the-art technology and the best services to our valued supplier partners and clients. Jebsen and Jessen Ingredients Thailand is one of our important investment bases. Thailand is our strategic headquarters with great potential to become ASEAN's largest market. Jebsen and Jessen Ingredients Thailand also serves as a central logistics hub and our major regional warehouse hub. Our regional warehouse is situated near Bangkok, utilizing outstanding inventory management with an SAP real-time online stock control system and ISO, OSAS, and Halal certified advanced product distribution systems. Jebsen and Jessen Ingredients Thailand is also regional products and technical training centers. It is the base of our 3 innovation centers, which are coatings, personal care and food ingredients laboratories that research, develop, and create new innovations, constantly providing our customers with the best quality and latest technology products. In addition to Thailand, Jebsen and Jessen Ingredients is your local partner with our own offices in the region, including Indonesia, Malaysia, the Philippines, Singapore, Vietnam, Myanmar, Cambodia, and China, to provide value, better living, and satisfaction through the finest quality products and services to all of our consumers. Our dedicated local teams deliver global standards of expertise and support in the language of each country's market. Jebsen and Jessen Ingredients, technology for market success.
En Novachem nos inspiramos en la naturaleza. Somos una empresa que investiga, desarrolla y comercializa principios activos naturales y biotecnológicos para la industria cosmética. ¿Cómo lo hacemos? A través de la ciencia, con ingredientes naturales y sostenibles procedentes de Argentina, utilizando tecnologías y prácticas con un impacto positivo para el planeta. Para nosotros la ciencia, la naturaleza y la belleza son inseparables. Elaboramos activos biotecnológicos, aceites naturales, extractos a base de glicerina vegetal, hidrolizados de proteínas y exfoliantes inteligentes de origen ético. Nuestros productos no son testeados en animales, no son modificados genéticamente, no utilizamos aceite de palma, son biodegradables, libres de gluten, libres de parabenos y veganos. ¿Se puede tener aún más amor por el planeta? Sí. La naturaleza ofrece una infinita diversidad de plantas y microorganismos con propiedades cosméticas. ¿Cómo lo aprovechamos? Por medio de la biotecnología, proceso innovador que cuida aún más el medio ambiente. ¿Cuáles son sus ventajas? Cuida los recursos naturales, otorga mayor valor a la biodiversidad del planeta, brinda un proceso de producción controlado, independiente del clima y la estación del año. Evita contaminaciones, favorece el uso de los espacios para cultivos alimenticios, tiene una tecnología sostenible y son biofábricas. Somos un equipo multidisciplinario, biotecnólogos, ingenieros químicos, botánicos, especialistas en el área comercial, de marketing y diseño, vinculados con instituciones públicas de ciencia y tecnología. Trabajamos para estar en la vanguardia de las tendencias globales, satisfacer a los mercados más exigentes y competitivos, pero sobre todo que desarrolla productos con impacto positivo para la belleza y para el planeta. Pequeños actos de amor por el planeta hacen una gran diferencia.
Novachem S.R.L from Argentina. In this webinar, Novachem will tackle the reasons why we have Maskne, and through the introduction and presentation of Novachem's actives, shows us how we can fight it. With sample formulations they will share, customers will have a generalized view of this new skincare concern and conceptualize products that can be launched in the market. Please be reminded that we turned off your videos and your microphones are muted. If you have questions or any concerns, you can put it in the chat box and we will answer it after the presentation. It is also recommended to put your devices in full screen mode to be able to have proper viewing. This webinar is also recorded. Without further ado, I would like to introduce our speakers, Mr. Carlos Sica and Ms. Katherine Castro. Our first speaker, Mr. Carlos Sica, is a chemical engineer with several years of experience in natural active ingredients and knowledge of cosmetic market trends. He has participated in several international exhibitions in Cosmetic Global and in Cosmetics Bangkok, for example, and given seminars in different countries. He is an account manager for Novachem and is in charge of the Asian and European markets. Our second speaker, Ms. Katherine Castro, is also a chemical engineer and manager of Novachem's Applications Lab. She is highly experienced in the use of various raw materials used for cosmetic formulations, has completed a full course at the Association of Cosmetic Chemists in Argentina, and has also received training in the USA. She will show some unique formulations she has prepared in our laboratory for this webinar. Flash on your screens are the topics that will be discussed in this webinar. Okay, so now, without any more waiting, I will give the floor to Mr. Carlos Sica.
Carlos, excuse me, I think you're on mute.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Sorry. So thank you for letting me know. Well, I was telling. Well, thank you so much for the introduction. Today we're going to see one interesting topic, which is Maskne. We're going to talk about the natural active ingredients we recommend to reduce and prevent the Maskne damage. And after that, Katherine is going to show some exclusive formulations. Well, so welcome everyone. I'm going to share my screen. and I'm going to show you an interesting presentation about this issue. So welcome again to this webinar. So give me a minute, just share my screen. Okay, so please, this is just an advice. I guess that you're looking at my screen now. So you're going to have this button here to set more actions. So please click here. Well, here it's in Spanish, but it says something like goes to full screen. So this way you're going to see the full presentation full screen, and you're going to you're going to be able to see it better. Maskne and essential routines. First, we're going to talk a little bit about what is the Maskne, because this is a new skincare concern, and it's quite interesting because it involves different skin concerns. So in order to prevent it or repair the damage that the skin, the Maskne can cause in our skin, we're going to require a full routine with different cosmetic products, different active ingredients. So we're going to start from scratch. What is Maskne? Maskne is the acne caused by using the face mask. That's why it's mask acne. It's a mixed word between mask and acne. So why this happen? Well, when you use a face mask, and as you know, this is something quite common these days because of the COVID and the pandemic situation. So everybody's using face mask now. So when you use a face mask, the face mask is going to put pressure on your skin because it has some elastic bands in this area. Okay, just to it's going to put pressure on your skin with those elastic band, which is going to cause or going to be more probably that the pores of your skin get clogged. And also in this region, let's say in this area, where are you going to cover your face? It's going to be covered your nose, your mouth, and every time that you breathe or exhale air, well, the humidity and the temperature under the face mask is going to increase. This is going to cause some skin disorders and also microbiome disorders. Remember that when we talk about the microbiome, we are talking about the different bacteria that are in our skin. And we have some good bacteria, but this is going to cause a disorder here. And when we had a disorder in the microbiome, it's going to be more probably that our skin become more sensitive. We're going to have irritation, more oiliness, redness. There are a lot of skincare concerns. And also it may occur that you're going to notice, well, I don't know if you can see the picture here, which is highlighting just a portion of the skin with some acne, but also some small irritation that looks like pimples, but sometimes it's acne and sometimes are pimples or irritation. So this means that we have a mix of different skincare concerns here. So moreover, I'm going to add that, well, if you are a person which is using face masks for a long time, perhaps you already realize that perhaps you have a normal skin, but the face mask becomes your skin into an oily skin, or can happen the opposite, that perhaps you have an oily skin and turn out into the dry skin. So the face mask is causing several skin disorders. So this is something which is happen in all the places in the world. This is an issue that even the Journal of American Academy of Dermatology is talking about in the BBC News, and even in the Cosmetic and Toiletries, which is one of the most important magazines about raw material for the cosmetic industry, is talking about this issue. So now we are going to talk about suggested face care routine in order to prevent, reduce, and also in case that we already have Maskne, how to fight it. Okay, so let's start with the cleanser, which is the first and is an important step in the face care routine, because remember that the face mask is going to increase the humidity, the temperature in the skin, so we're going to have a lot of disorders, and also the skin tissue is not going to be oxygenated properly. Also, we're going to have more oiliness. So we require to clean our face every time that we take off our face mask. The recommendation here is just to use a soft cleanser and add an active ingredient with a prebiotic action. This is because, again, remember that the face mask causes a lot of disorders in the skin microbiome. So we need to recover the balance of the good bacteria of the skin. If we don't do that, we're going to be more susceptible to have irritation, dryness, and other skin disorders. So that's why we recommend the probiotic in the first step. Balance the skin and prevent further damage. Lactobio is an active ingredient with probiotic action. It's composed by a probiotic complex of hydrolyzed yogurt protein and inulin. This probiotic complex is, we said that this is probiotic because it's a specific food for the good bacteria of the skin, but it's also going to nourish and moisture the skin with the hydrolyzed protein of yogurt. The good bacteria of the skin has different functions, like for example, these bacteria that you see here, the Staphylococcus epidermis and Micrococcus roseus, are considered to be good bacteria for the skin because they regulate the pH of the skin. This function is important because if the pH of your skin is not balanced, well, this is going to be probably that you're going to have some skin disorders because some bacteria that we don't want may grow in our skin. So that's why you require to regulate the pH. And these bacteria do that. Also, these bacteria produce, and for example, the Staphylococcus epidermis produce some peptides that are going to protect our skin against other bacteria that we don't want. For example, the Staphylococcus epidermis protect us from the Staphylococcus aureus. And also these bacteria are involved and, well, regulate some processes in our skin related to moisture and regeneration. So that's why they are important. This probiotic can be used in face care products, but the probiotic applications are growing every day. You can find also, for example, intimate hygiene products with probiotics. We have customers using Lactobio in those applications, in the deodorant, because there are some studies which shows that people with a higher concentration of the Staphylococcus epidermis tends to have less odor in the armpits. So, well, there are different applications. Also in the scalp, you can apply to balance the scalp. And this trend is quite interesting. Okay, so we're going to go to the next one, which is a serum. So once we balance the skin microbiome, we are going to balance the skin. We are going to apply a serum with an active ingredient, which is golden milk, which has an anti-inflammation action. The anti-inflammation is a concept which talks that some inflammation processes or microinflammation processes may produce wrinkles and aging of the skin. This makes sense because, well, I'm just going to summarize because the inflammation processes are quite complex, but I always summarize this way that we have two different groups of enzymes, and where when our skin is exposed to a damage or a situation that causes disorders, well, there are going to be a group of enzymes which is going to deteriorate or degrade the skin tissues that are damaged. But we have a second group of enzymes which are going to regenerate or repair the skin tissues. When our skin is exposed constantly to a factor which may cause inflammation or damage to the skin, like for example the face mask, well, these processes are activated all time. So these enzymes are activated all time. Okay, so these two groups of enzymes. So in order to prevent the inflammation, this aging of the skin because of the inflammation processes, we need to apply an active ingredient with this characteristic. Golden milk is an active ingredient standardized in curcumin. The curcumin extracted from turmeric, which is a superfood, is going to inhibit the action and decrease the expression of these enzymes listed here, which are the main enzymes which cause inflammation in our skin. So this way, we're going to reduce the microinflammation, redness. We are going to calm the skin. Golden milk also has black pepper, which enhances the absorption of the curcumin by the skin, and saffron, which helps to regenerate the skin. Okay, so you can also combine golden milk with Novachem has active ingredients, but we have other products in our portfolio like botanical extracts based on vegetable glycerin. You can combine with Centella asiatica in order to enhance the action of golden milk. Also, golden milk is like a treatment booster because when you reduce the expression of the enzymes which produce inflammation, your skin is going to be, let's say, calm and can absorb better the other nutrients or actives that you want to add to your skin. So this is important. Remember that skin, which is inflamed or under microinflammation processes, they are not going to absorb properly all the nutrients that you want to apply with your cream. So the first step is a moisturizer. Well, as you see, we're going to apply the moisturizer after balance the microbiome and calm the skin in order to ensure the efficacy of this treatment. As you know, the moisturizers are an essential step in every face care routine. We're required to have the skin with good rotation in order to prevent desquamation, redness. Well, as you know, skin which does not have a proper proper hydration levels is a skin which looks old, which more susceptible to have wrinkles, lose elasticity. So that's why a moisturizer step is so important in this routine. Well, Novachem has a biotechnological active ingredient called hydroskin. This active ingredient has a lot of concept. It has Cosmos Ecosort certification. Is produced with yeast from the Malbec grape. The Malbec grape is quite unique because grows in Argentina and in France. But in Argentina, we have a unique species of Malbec grape, which has this yeast, and we extract from this yeast a lot of components which are going to increase the moisture of the skin. Hydroskin is can be considered as a postbiotic. A postbiotic is a substance which is manufactured with microorganisms and has benefit for skin or hair. So that's why hydroskin is also postbiotic. Hydroskin has different mechanism of action. I'm going to explain some advantages of hydroskin over the other active ingredients that you may find in the market. So the first advantage is that hydroskin has three mechanisms of action. The first one is that it's going to moisture the skin instantly because it's a natural supply of natural moisture factors. It's rich in free amino acids, which are going to instant the skin instantly. The second mechanism of action is that it can moisture the skin for a long time. It has long-lasting effect. With only one application, it can moisture the skin up to 66% for 72 hours. This is because hydroskin has some components, like, for example, the GABA, that can interact with the skin receptors. Okay, our skin have some receptors, okay, that are going to tell our skin and our body what to do. And the GABA interact with those receptors and stimulate the production of filaggrin. The filaggrin is a substance that everybody produces filaggrin, okay? And our skin is going to use the filaggrin to synthesize its own natural moisture factors. Okay, let's say the filaggrin decomposes in a lot of natural moisture factors. Hydroskin is going to enhance the production of filaggrin. People with dry skin produce less filaggrin. So that's why hydroskin is effective in all types of skin. And well, this way, improving this mechanism, this natural mechanism that our skin has to moisture itself, we're going to get long-lasting moisture and deep moisture. Okay, so let's say that the first mechanism is an out-irritation, because we are going to supply directly the skin natural moisture factors. But the second one is like inside irritation, because we are going to stimulate some inner skin mechanisms to moisture itself. So that's why we have long-lasting and deep moisture. And the third mechanism of action is the osmoprotection. Hydroskin is an osmoprotector. And this means that it's going to reduce the transepidermal water loss. It's going to reduce the osmotic stress. And the osmotic stress is every time that we expose our skin to a new situation, our skin has to adapt. And in that process, it's going to lose water. So, well, in that process, our skin is going to lose less water and also enhance the skin barrier function, action, sorry. So this function is quite important, this mechanism of action, because it's going to ensure that the moisture that we obtain through the other mechanism of action is going to keep in the skin. So this is important to know because mainly the active ingredients that you're going to find in the market only has action in the epidermis, I mean in the external layer of the skin, in the stratum corneum. And hydroskin has action inside and outside. So that's a big difference. The second difference is that you're going to realize that mainly the active ingredients that you find in the market are tested with a corneometer. A corneometer is an instrument which is used to measure the moisture in the stratum corneum. Well, that's why it's called corneometer, because it measures the stratum corneum. But with that instrument, you cannot prove if you have deep moisture. It's not possible to do that. But hydroskin has been tested with a different instrument, which is called Raman spectroscopy. The name is quite complicated, but in the technical data sheet, you are going to find all the details about that. It involves absorbance, lasers, well, a lot of things which allow you to measure if you have deep moisture or not. Okay, so with hydroskin, we have tests which can prove deep moisture. This is a huge difference. And the third difference is that these results that you are seeing here were obtained with only one application. The active ingredients that you may find in the market shows results after a treatment, applying twice per day during a 2 or 4 weeks period. But in this case, the results are instantly with only one application, and the volunteers were in a dry environment with a relative humidity of 45%. So that's why hydroskin is a complete different moisturizer. Perhaps you have heard about Aquaxil from Septic, but well, hydroskin has those advantages because with only one application, has three mechanism of action and has a test, which an in vivo test, which can prove that it truly has deep moisture. Okay, then the fourth step is a sunscreen, which, well, you usually are going to find this step in all face care routines. Well, the idea here is just, as you know, you have to protect your skin against the environmental damage, but now you have to protect your skin also against the blue light. In this pandemic situation, there are a lot of people working from home, or in her leisure time, they're spending time watching television, computer, using cell phone. So we are exposed to the blue light, which is the radiation emitted by the digital devices all day long, and can cause damage in our skin. It can cause wrinkles, and deteriorate the structure of the skin. We can lose elasticity, resistance, etc. So blue screen is an active ingredient with a lot of studies and action, because as you know, when you are wearing a face mask, let's say that the face mask covers 50% of the face, but the other 50% is still exposed to the sunlight, right? So the idea here is just to put the sunscreen in this routine with blue screen, because blue screen has different properties. One of them is it has UV and UVB absorption, and also blue light absorption. And also it's standardized in quercetin. The quercetin is a powerful antioxidant that we extract from this plant, which belongs to the Patagonia. The Patagonia is an exotic region of South America, and this plant has a really high concentration of quercetin and are related with the traditional medicine of the Patagonia. So these plants were used for the original inhabitant of the Patagonia. So this means that blue screen can protect our skin through this powerful antioxidant, but also has UVA and UVB absorption and blue light. So this means that you can use it to stay safe from environmental pollution and the blue light. Remember that some people talk about the blue light pandemic because we are exposed all day to the blue light. Then blue screen has other benefits because it has in vivo studies which shows that increase the dermal density by a 38%. This means that enhance the production of collagen, elastin, hyaluronic acid. Okay, so this means that the skin structure is going to be better and also reduce wrinkles. And so this means that your skin can withstand more damage. Then also decrease the transepidermal water loss, has antioxidant action, and well, it's not mentioned here, but also reduce the erythema. Okay, so that's why it's a complete active ingredient to protect the skin under the face mask or not. Then the final step is an anti-acne treatment. So we're going to talk about Zinc 7 here. Remember that, okay, we're talking about Maskne. So we need to talk about an anti-acne treatment. But the idea here is to show a different active ingredient with a different mechanism of action. As you know, usually the cosmetic formulations that you will find in the market with anti-acne action, they use salicylic acid or other raw materials which chemical peeling action. As you know, if you apply salicylic acid every day on your skin, the salicylic acid is effective against the acne, but if you apply every day, it's going to harm your skin. Your skin is going to be more vulnerable to the environmental damage. So that's why the dermatologists always advise that if you're going to use a product with salicylic acid, you have to use sunscreen or sun blocker. Okay. Also keep in mind that people with sensitive skin cannot use salicylic acid because, well, they produce irritation. So the idea here is to talk about zinc 7, which is an active ingredient with a different mechanism of action. It does not produce chemical peeling and is hypoallergenic. This active ingredient also won an award in China in the Rincher Technological event on August last year. So I'm going to explain about the components of zinc 7 because it's a different mechanism of action. It's powerful and it's better and it's friendly to the skin. The zinc peptides is an interesting technology that zinc 7 has. The zinc peptides are low molecular amino acid which has zinc in its structure. The skin absorbs the peptides, and the peptides are going to nourish and moisture the skin. This is a big difference if we compare with the salicylic acid. And the zinc is going to be more available, and the zinc is going to reduce the oiliness in the skin because it inhibits the expression of the 5-alpha reductase, which is the enzyme which produces oiliness in the skin. Then it has cinnamon and thyme. In 7, it has studies which shows that it has 99.9% of efficiency against the Propionus bacterius acne, which is the bacteria that causes the acne. And at the same time, it reduces the oiliness. Remember that these bacteria feed on the oiliness of the skin. And then the mallow. The mallow is rich in mucilags, which are going to reduce the inflammation of the acne, and witch castle, which is rich in tannins and reduce the pore size. Zinc 7 has an is hypoallergenic. So as you can see, it has all these components is a complete treatment in order to prevent and treat the acne without harming the skin. In fact, it's the opposite. It's to nourish the skin. So it's safe to use. And remember that when we're talking about Maskne, you have to use this kind of active ingredients. You cannot treat the Maskne with salicylic acid. If you treat Maskne with salicylic acid, then the damage are going to be worse and worse every time because your skin is going to be weaker. So that's why you cannot treat with salicylic acid the Maskne. Zinc 7 is water soluble, so it's easy to add in different formulations. Well, Katherine is going to show some of them later. And well, just to finish here, remember that in case that you have any kind of question, feel free to chat. Feel free to write that in the chat. Okay, we are going to answer the questions at the end. This is the front page of the cosmetic toiletries that has been published last October and talking about mitigating the maskne. So remember that you cannot use makeup, scrub, or exfoliant, salicylic acid, brushes, because they are going to harm the skin and the damage of caused by the face mask are going to be worse. So the idea here is to use gentle raw materials that nourish, moisture your skin, and well, don't harm your skin. That is about this trend. This is just a short summary. And remember that the active ingredients that we see here are cruelty-free, paraben-free, hypoallergenic, and some of them have Cosmos and EcoSource certification. So, now Catherine is going to show you some formulations. So feel free to write all the questions that you may have in the chat, so we can answer them at the end. So, Catherine, are you there?
Hi, hello, how are you? Nice to meet you all. So I'm Katherine. I am going to show you now some formulations. I'm going to start for prebiotic face cleaner. The idea is to have these formulations as reference, and it's just to show you how to use and apply all of the active ingredients that Carlos just explained. So I'm going to show you 5 formulations according to these 5 active ingredients and these 5 application of products that are linked to these 5 active ingredients that we just heard from Carlos. So the first one is this prebiotic face cleaner. This is a regular face soap. As you can see, this in this opportunity, we used these classic surfactants, SLS, betaine, and in this opportunity, we also use carbapol ultras 20 as a rheology modifier to bring a little bit more of viscosity, and not to use that much of salt in case in case you need to impart more viscosity for this formulation. But it is not necessary. As you can see, we did not add any of any salts to bring more viscosity. We just manage with this rheology modifier. And we also included here another active ingredient, which is oligovita, which is our natural sensory modifier. This is a pretty interesting active ingredient because it allows you to reduce the harmness and the irritation that surfactants tend to cause in our skin. So that's why we also included this one in here in this formulation. And of course, the active ingredient, which has this prebiotic function. So you can have this claim on your formula. So as you can see, it's super easy. You just have to disperse this carbapol, which is this rheology modifier that we used. Then you can incorporate your surfactants, and you can neutralize your formulation to activate this carbomer. Then you can modify the pH in case you need it to bring it to the pH of the formulation, which is sort of between 4 to 5 as the pH. And of course, at the end, you can incorporate the active ingredients that we just mentioned. So this is the first formula, super simple, as you can see. The next one I'm going to show you now. Just give me a second. I am okay. So this is the next one. This is a prebiotic micellar water. And in this opportunity, I also incorporate lactobio in this formulation, but it's just a micellar water. It's just to show you another option to incorporate this active ingredient. You can include this prebiotic in other applications. As you can see, it's super easy. Just water, alkylating agent, of course. to help you to preserve formulation, the active ingredients, and just a little bit of betaine to impart a little bit of foam, and to as an humectant.
So, Katherine? Oh, Katherine, are you there? So,
Yeah. Hello.
yeah, I guess that you have some internet issues.
Hi, Catherine.
Katherine? Well, I guess that we are facing some technical issues. So,
I think while we are waiting for Catherine, if you have any questions for Carlos, I think it's the right time to ask now.
I'm back. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened with my internet. Can you hear me now?
yes, Katherine,
Yes,
we
yes.
miss you. We're
I'm
glad to have
sorry.
you back.
It was not my fault. It's my internet's fault. I'm so sorry. I apologize to all of you.
We know, don't worry.
Well, these things, Okay, so and I was just explaining this formulation, and I was, speaking by myself in here. Okay, so the next formulation is this anti-inflammation facial serum. We used golden milk in here because this one, the active ingredient that we suggest to reduce the irritation, to reduce the redness. It is a focus for sensitive skin because of the action of curcumins and these active ingredients these active substances that we can find in these active ingredients that help you fight this type of issues on your skin. So as you can also see in here, we have also another carbomer. We included another element, which is Pimulin Easy for You. This is a co-emulsifier. We use it to bring a little bit more of stability into the formulation and to obtain a different rheology at the end of this formula. And as you can see, the oily phase of this formulation is around 7 to 7.5% of the final formulation. But these are main oils. As you can see, this one is an oil, this one is another oil, and the other fat ingredients in here in this formulation are the other fatty alcohols and just this glyceryl monosterate, which is very common in this type of formulation. So you can work with these ingredients as a common emulsion. You can you can formulate with self-emulsifiers also. Let me know that this is not this is just a reference, okay? In case you want to use this type of active ingredient, you can have this formula as your reference, but this is not the only way to use it. You can also incorporate it with other type of ingredients, other type of raw materials, and of course you can adapt it to your process. You can feel free to use them in your products, in your designs, in your developments, but you just have to have the common recommendations for active ingredients, which is to incorporate all of them at the end of your formulations, and between 40 to 45 types of degrees of temperature. 40 to 45 Celsius degrees. Tops, you can work with this type of active ingredients. That's just the only thing that you have to be aware of, because it could interfere with the performance of all of the active ingredients. But this is just a common recommendation for every active ingredient, not only ours. So, well, this is a very light facial serum, as you can see. And of course, we incorporate this golden milk that we just discussed. So I'm going to show you the next one. Okay, this is an Osmo Beauty face cream. As you can see, it's pretty similar to the previous one that we just discussed, but we changed the active ingredient by, we changed the golden milk for Hydra Skin. And of course, the idea of this, of showing you this, is to let you know and to give you an example of the type of games and the type of options you can have with our active ingredients. They are very, very easy to use, and you can incorporate at the end of simple bases as this one, or maybe others that you can have. And remember that by having Hydra Skin on your formulation, you are going to feel a very, very deep hydration on your skin. You can actually feel a lot when you incorporate, when you try a lotion or any emulsion or any cream into your skin that has Hydra Skin. Let me tell you that you can feel a lot of hydration. You can actually feel it. It feels so fresh and so full of if it is full of water. It's like that feeling that you are actually incorporating something into your skin that is really, really fresh. And that's something interesting to also keep in mind by using this active ingredient. And the last one is just this is a basic gel. In this opportunity, we incorporate blue light serum. Okay, this is to show you that you can actually also perform crystal clear gels with these active ingredients. In this opportunity, we incorporate blue screen. This is blue light serum, anti-blue light serum. You can use it, for example, before you work from home, before you use a computer. This is the type of focus that you can have for this type of formulation. And as you can see, it's just a basic gel in which we incorporate the active ingredients. We also incorporate in here Oligovita, the one that I mentioned at the beginning, because it also helps you to reduce the thickness that is common in gels. Mostly this thickness is caused by the carbopol. So by using Oligovita, you can reduce that. And of course, we incorporate blue screen. And this one can be also a reference. You can change this blue screen by, for example, zinc 7, the last one that Carlos explained in this presentation. And this is also an interesting formula to use or to perform. And you can use it as an anti-acne gel, which is also very interesting. And as you can see, it's super easy to use. You just have to formulate your gel to activate your rheology modifier with any pH modifier, and just incorporate at the end your active ingredients. So, well, these are my formulations. Oh, I have in here translucent gel just to show you quickly. I'm going to show you The one that has zinc 7 is, as you can see, the same formulation. We just change that active ingredient blue screen that we just talked before by this one, by zinc 7, which is very interesting also, and super easy, super simple to use. Okay, so I don't know if you have any questions. You can use this time now to ask whatever you want. Feel free to do any comments. That's why we have this time at the end of the presentation. So don't be shy.
Well, thank you so much, Catherine. That's awesome formulations. So, well, everybody, just in case, remember that you can write the questions that you may have about these presentations or formulations and active ingredients that we showed you recently. Well, if you perhaps if you don't have the questions right now, we can answer later. Just let know Jessen and Jebsen what questions you may have. We are going to answer them as soon as possible. Well, I guess that's no questions for today. So, Audrey, would you like to do a wrap up of this webinar?
Hi, Carlos. Yes. So everybody, do you have any questions? I think there's a chat.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Jacqueline.
I think there's a question.
Okay, yes, that's a really good question. Probiotics and probiotics. I really like this question because there is a lot of confusion between them.
Okay, yes, the question is, good morning. One company says that for cosmetics, the right ingredient would be probiotic. What would be the difference between pro and prebiotic?
Yeah, well, I will answer that. So, what is a probiotic? When we talk about a probiotic, we are talking about living microorganisms that are good for the skin. Okay, a probiotic, for example, lactobio, is a substance which has a mechanism of action which are going to stimulate the growth of the good bacteria of the skin. So that's basically the difference. But in cosmetic, what is possible are the prebiotics, because remember that when we talk about probiotics, we are talking about living microorganisms, and it is really hard to add in your cosmetic formulations living microorganisms. How are you going to keep them alive in your cosmetic formulations? It's really hard, because if you have living microorganisms in your formulations, well, they are going to grow, perhaps they are going to rotten your cosmetic formulations. And I'm pretty sure that you are going to keep that formulation in the fridge. It's going to have a really short shelf life. So probiotics are not advisable in cosmetic industry. It's the opposite. What is recommendable is prebiotic. But I know that in the market, you're going to find some cosmetic products which said probiotic, but there are not too many regulations about probiotic or prebiotic. So perhaps you find a product in the supermarket with that probiotic, but it's not a probiotic because it don't have living microorganisms. Also about that, remember that some customers use the claim probiotic in their products because they are using something with lactobacillus, for example. But the lactobacillus is not a probiotic for the skin. It's a probiotic for the intestine, for the gut, like the yogurt. Okay, so is that's the answer. So Jacqueline, may did my answer help you understand better the difference between probiotics and prebiotics?
Hi, Miss Jacqueline.
Or I can send perhaps the answer by email explaining the difference between them. Clearly, okay. I'm happy, Jacqueline. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Miss Jacqueline. Are there any more questions? Are there
Yes,
any
of
more
course.
questions from the attendees? If you are shy to say your questions, pwede pong i-email na lang po sa amin. Tapos after i-email po, we will try to answer it. We will forward it to Carlos. Then he will answer through email na lang po. Kung may mga questions kayo na shy po kayong tanungin right now, or you're still thinking of questions. I think there is another question here. This is also from Miss Jacqueline. Is zinc sebum a powder or liquid form?
Well, we have both. We have Zinc7 liquid and powder. We recommend Zinc7 liquid for mostly all the formulations because it's easy to incorporate in gels, creams, in a lot of formulation. Zinc7 powder we recommend for makeup, for example. It depends on the product that you have in mind, but for mostly the applications, we recommend Zinc7 liquid because it's easy to add. Zinc7 powder is just for makeups. And Zinc7 liquid is water soluble, is stable, easy to add in formulation. So for most of the cases, I'm going to recommend Zinc7 liquid.
Okay. Are there any more questions? If none, we will do the wrap up. And if you have other questions na iniisip nyo pa po, you can message me or my colleague Bernadette, and we will try to answer it. Or if you cannot answer it, we will send it to Carlos for him to answer. Then we will send na lang po yung reply. Okay, for just to summarize what our speakers have discussed, Maskne is a new form of skincare concern where it is caused by the frequent use of face masks during this pandemic. To fight it, avoid using makeups, abrasions like scrubs, brushes, and acids like salicylic acid. Do use products that are oil-free and non-comedogenic products like the one presented by our speakers. As Mr. Carlos discussed a while ago, a 5-step skincare routine is suggested. The step one is the cleanser. We can use lactobio as an active, which has an important probiotic that helps in lessening harmful microorganisms and maintaining the pH and the natural ecosystem of the skin. The second step is the serum. The serum can be used as an anti-inflammation step. If skin is inflamed, it cannot absorb actives. We can use golden milk active or extract as an anti-inflammaging active, which has high concentration of curcumin. The serum can act as a booster treatment for other products in the routine. Step 3 is the moisturizer. For the moisturizer, we can use Hydra Skin, a biotechnological active ingredient from yeast coming from grapes. It has osmoprotection that reduces osmotic stress and transepidermal water loss. And it increases the skin barrier function, provide natural moisturizing factor, and stimulate production of filaggrin. It gives instant moisturization in just 5 minutes and a long-lasting moisturization of up to 72 hours. So, as you can see, Hydra Skin has instant and long-lasting effect. Instant 5 minutes hydration, and that can go on and last long up to 72 hours. So as you can see, Hydra Skin can not only be used for the skin, but pwede rin po siya for the hands and the feet, for those that need extra moisturization because it has a excellent moisturizing properties po. So right now pandemic, so since gamit tayo ng gamit alcohol, sanitizers, nagda-dry ang hands natin, pwede rin po siya for hand cream. It has excellent moisturizing properties po. So step 4 is the sunscreen. For sunscreen, we can use blue screen. Not only does it protect from UVA and UVB rays, but take note, it also protects from blue light, which is the rays emitted by the digital devices. Since ngayon po, almost lahat tayo work from home. So, there is also what they call blue pandemic. Kasi blue light pandemic. So, yung blue light na ine-emit po ng mga digital devices natin, it can also harm our skin, and we can use blue screen to fight it. So not only is it used for the harmful rays of the sun, but it can also protect us from digital devices rays. So the active ingredient in blue screen based on studies increases dermal density by 38%. So by saying dermal density, it means the collagen production. So by 38%, nag-i-increase po yung collagen production ng ating skin. And the last step is the anti-acne treatment. For anti-acne, we can use zinc sebum. The good thing about zinc sebum compared to other treatments for acne like salicylic acid is that it don't irritate the skin. Kasi di ba po pag mga salicylic acid and everything, it dries up the skin and it can irritate our skin po. Acid treatments are effective and has peeling effect, but it tends to dry up the skin, thus causing irritation and inflammation and weakens the skin barrier. Zinc sebum, on the other hand, does not irritate and dries up the skin. It has a different mechanism from salicylic acid. It has zinc peptides that nourish and moisturize the skin, cinnamon and thyme, which has antibacterial action, mallow that reduce inflammation, and witch hazel that reduce pore size. All in all, zinc sebum eliminates 99.9% of acne bacteria. But take note, does not only work for acne, it can also be an antibacterial property, an antibacterial active for hand sanitizer, sa iba pong function. So it's not only used for the acne but as an antibacterial agent also. That came from natural ingredients po. So I think that's the summary of the presentation. But just to break the ice, we prepared a short game po that has prizes. So I turn you over to my colleague Bernadette. She will facilitate the game. May prizes po ito that prizes from Novachem that uses lactobioactive as its active po sa product niya.
Yes, hi, good morning po. Like Audrey said, meron kaming prepare lang po na simple game, parang quiz lang. So, for the answers, isulat niyo lang po sa chat box. So, kapag nag-first question po ako, tapos nalaman niyo na yung answer, pwede niyo nang isulat. But I will repeat it po para you can, para po marinig niyo ulit. So, ano lang 'to po, this is based on the presentation, and kung nakinig po kayo kay Audrey, masasagot niyo na 'to ng madali. Okay, so for question number 1, according to a research letter published in March 2021 by the Journal of American Academy, at least how many percent of healthcare workers in Hubei, China have dermatological problem caused by wearing of mask? So this is in percentage.
May
Oh.
sumagot na te.
Yes. Miss Mary Grace, you won this question. So,
May prize po ito, papadala na lang po namin.
Apo. Yay! This is 83%. Tama po si Miss Mary Grace. Okay, for the next question. Okay, this is a natural prebiotic, like yung tinanong kanina ni Miss Jacqueline. This is a natural prebiotic that promotes the growth of beneficial bacteria typical of the skin like Staphylococcus epidermis and Micrococcus roseus. Wow,
May
ang
sumagot na
galing.
po.
Hindi pa
Ang
tapos yung
bilis.
question. Ang
Po,
bilis.
sino po ang nakasagot?
Yung
Si
nauna.
Reyes, si Miss Reyes po.
Okay, si Miss Reyes, we'll check na lang po yung first name nyo and the company, then we will arrange for the yung pag-send out po ng prices. Okay. Number 3. What is an active ingredient that act as an anti-inflammaging, so meaning inflammation plus aging due to its characteristic or properties based on the synergy of the phytoactives, vegetable curcumins, ang dami na sumasagot, obtained from the enzymatic
Sino pong
extraction of
pinaka
turmeric,
nauna?
black pepper, and saffron flowers.
Si Miss Reyes po uli.
So the answer is, wow, dalawa na, golden milk. There. Yes. Dalawa na si Miss Reyes. Okay, number 4. Hydroskin is a osmoprotector and postbiotic active from grape peas that hydrates deeply, relieves dryness, uncomb, redness, and soothes the skin, making it hydrated, stronger, and healthier. Fill in the blank. So, ito dalawa.
Ay, nauna na
Nako,
po.
hindi
Sino
po
ba
yan
'to?
yung sagot. Yung may sa dulo pa po. So, we have to fill in the blanks.
Hydrates the
Hydroskin
skin
hydrates the skin
instantly.
instantly at how many percent more? So, instantly pag nilagay, ilang percent siya nang hydrate. And in 5 minutes, for a long time, at how many percent more in 72 hours? Okay, may mga sumagot. Yeah, I can see si Miss Glyn Samantha Bancelo. May susunod pa po ba? Nahula? Kasi may hindi sakto eh. Ay, sandali. Wait lang. Wait lang ha. Ayun, may nanalo na po. Si Miss Greens nga. O siya pa rin. So it's 27% sa instant application and 66% more in 72 hours. So our winner is Miss Glyn Samantha Bansuelo. Okay. So moving on. Question number 5. So this is about blue screen. Blue screen is an active and anti-aging by increasing collagen and hyaluronic acid, redensifying and rejuvenating action. Is below statement true or false? Blue screen is a natural active that combats both UVA and UVB rays and blue light or digital pollution. True, tama. Tama po. Si Miss Sarah Lu. Tama ba? Opo, siya po yung unang sumagot. Si Miss Sarah Lu. Okay. So for the last question, miss humahabol pa. O tama ma'am, blue light din. But yeah, UVA and UVB din kasama. Okay, question number 6. Multiple choice naman tayo. Zinc sebum helps improve blemished and prevents future pimples. Has antibacterial and sebo-normalizing action. Thus an anti-acne. Please choose which is not a component of zinc sebum. Okay. A, zinc peptides. B, cinnamon. C, thyme. D, mallow. E, witch hazel. And F, none of the above. Wow, nakikinig talaga sila. May nanalo na po si Miss Mary Grace Gahonera. Okay. Thank you po sa pakikinig nyo and for your attention today, this morning. So, ayusin na lang po namin yung prices and I'm gonna put dito sa chat box yung summary nung nanalo. So, if you have additional question or for any concern and for sample request, you may contact us, your JJ salesperson. So now I'm going to turn you over to Ma'am Mildred. Take it away, ma'am.
Thank you, Bernadette, for that very icebreaker. Hello, everyone. Thank you all for your time to attend this webinar. And we look forward to meet you face to face. Hopefully, that will be soon. And please consider Novachem products in all your ongoing and future projects. And before we finally end this webinar, please allow me to introduce the team. Uh, yeah, this is Roman. Um, yeah, this is our team. As you can see, I'm Mildred. I head the personal care and pharma team. And then I have Audrey and Bernadette. They are responsible for personal care and home care. And then I have my only boy, Jefferson. He is responsible for pharmaceutical and nutraceutical. For those customers who are planning to expand their portfolio into nutraceutical, please let us know. We can do marketing and trend presentation, and we can also assist you in the formulation. And finally, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce my new boss. He is the new JJIP, Jebsen and Jessen Ingredients Philippines Managing Director, Mr. Roman Grascin. Hi, Roman. Can you please say
Hi.
hello and short message? And have a
Yes,
short
thank you very
message. Yeah.
much. So, yeah, Jeff is not your only boy.
Ah, yeah. You're my big boy.
Okay, thank you very much, Mildred. Thank you very much, Bernadette, Audrey, and thank you very much to Novachem for really taking this away. I've just been unfortunately taken up before, so I took it halfway, but all very interesting concept. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you can also share with us what were your thoughts on this seminar as we try, to bring the newest of the new trends into the Philippines. So please do not hesitate to share with us. A very brief about myself. I'm very new here. I'm actually in a quarantine hotel at the moment. This is my first day in the Philippines, but I have been with this fantastic team already since the 1st of January. And before that, I was managing Jebsen and Jessen in Cambodia. So not my first years in Asia. I've actually been here in Asia for 9 years, working in Jebsen and Jessen for 9 years. And I'm very, very happy to be here in the Philippines, and I very much look forward to meeting all of you very shortly after my quarantine. Thank you.
Thank you very much,
Thank you,
Romain. And
Mr.
Thank
Roman.
you.
Yes.
please, we request for a group photo? Can you please open your camera and then click the three buttons up, and then click the together mode so that we can have a group photo. Yeah, thank you very much for
Thank
those who
you for
open the camera, who will take the photo. Kunpang.
Yes, I will help you to capture the nice photo together. Please, all of
Yeah.
you, please turn on your camera so we can have the group photo together. All right.
there.
Okay.
That's done? Yeah, okay.
All right. Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah,
1, 2, smile.
thank you.
Thank you.
Sino pang gustong humabol pa-open ang camera? Those who still want to to join the group photo ops, please open your camera. This is your last chance. Thank you.
Okay.
One more.
Okay. One more time. Wait a moment. Okay. So everyone, are you ready? 1, 2,
You.
smile.
Thank
Thank
you.
Thank
you.
you,
Thank you.
everyone.
And we are not finished yet. One last please we need to answer the survey. I'll turn you over to Audrey.
Hi everyone. Just before we end this seminar, we would like to ask if we can get a little survey from you. Just capture the QR code that will be flashed on the screen or click the link in the chat box.
Wait.
Sample request form is also included in the survey form po. So if you have sample requests, please do fill out the form para po mabalikan po namin. Also, we have prepared some souvenirs for everyone who joined the webinar. So please do answer the survey form so we can send the souvenirs din po para po ma-check namin yung list. We will send the souvenirs through Grab or personally if we can po. And the prices po we can send po through Grab or personally rin po.
Saan na?
We will also send the presentation for all that took the survey po. So, thank you po for coming. Thank you for your time. Hope you have a great day ahead today. Thank you po sa inyo po.
Ako.
Thanks
Bye
everyone.
Thank
po.
you. Thank you. Have a
Thank
good day.
you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thanks everybody
Thanks,
for joining today
Carlos.
to the
Thanks,
webinar.
Thank you,
Catherine.
Carlos. Thank you,
Thank,
Catherine.
thank you.
Okay, see you next time.
Thanks,
Bye.
Katnam.
See you. Take care.